you're looking at me. All right. First of all, one of the major misconceptions about, say, being a Christian is that we're mandated in affirming a Christian creed that you have to think, first of all, that the Bible is completely and totally free of error. Now, I happen to personally believe that, and I suspect most people up here do too. But that's not a prerequisite. If you look at all of the ancient and medieval creeds of the Christian church, they don't require you to hold to this very esteemed view of the Bible. So what is it then that we can offer in terms of making it palatable? I mean, after all, you would think that a book written by God would be consistent. And I think that those who study the Old Testament as well as the New Testament have come to appreciate the various nuances and sophistication associated with form criticism and source criticism and literary criticism. That's not so easy just to say, okay, we've got one passage that affirms this. You know, here on the one hand, God cannot die, but then Jesus, who is God, goes to the cross and dies. On the surface, people might ask, well, how could this possibly be? But when you simply explore the grammatical, religio-historical context in which these things were written, I think that the solution is actually very forthcoming. Examine what both Old Testament scholars and New Testament scholars say about Holy Writ, and you'll come to find that a lot of the so-called or alleged contradictions aren't really that prevalent. Now, how do I come to appreciate that the Bible is the Word of God? And all I can say is that if you treat the Old and New Testaments as sort of historical documents, and not all of it is meant to be actual history, but if you treat at least the teaching material and the biographical information and things of that sort, from a historical point of view, they measure up rather well. Take the book of Acts, for example. Colin Hemer ran an investigation of the book of Acts and pinpointed dozens upon dozens of historical accuracies contained therein. And the same can be said about the biographical information about the historical Jesus. And I won't appeal to conservative scholarship, but if you look at, say, the so-called Jesus Seminar, or liberal scholarship, so-called, you'll find out that they at least think 18 to 20% of it is authentic. And when you explore this 18 to 20%, you come to find out you have all of the basic elements of basically Christianity. Take, for example, a high regard of Jesus' own understanding. He gives what's called the parable of the wicked tenants. And there he elevates himself in this particular story above even the angels, so that you have some semblance that Jesus believed himself to be divine, above the prophets of antiquity, above the angelic realm, to be something that was above that. And when you understand that you could actually rebuild Christian history, even in the undisputed 18%, it's there. So the question isn't so much the contradictions. This is, I think, something that I sort of leisurely have fun with, trying to explore and address the various issues. And it's something that, once you become a Christian, you can pursue these questions as well. Will you answer every single one of them? Probably not. But it's just like disputes about the Constitution. We have Democrat, Republican, Green Party, Independent, Libertarian. We have a variety of different interpretive frameworks that come at the Constitution in a different way. But nobody denies its reality or the fact that it's binding on United States citizens. It's something we explore together, we debate, and we seek to find a solution.